And perhaps for you guys at Careem during COVID and what happened after, that was something you guys, I think, went through, right? That was very different.
Yeah, look, COVID was a crushing time for a ride-hailing business. All of a sudden, the business came down to literally 5% of what we were doing prior. So it was quite depressing to see that. But just to build on the point that Chip made, you know, to build something incredible, you need to do a lot of good work over a long period of time. And for that, you need to have incredible resilience, and you need to see through COVID and many things like this that are not as obvious as COVID. And for us, the thing that made it a lot easier was Careem's purpose. So 11 years ago, Careem was started by Magnus and myself with a desire to build something big and meaningful from the region, because we felt that the region has a lot of potential, but for two main reasons. One, life is full of friction, and two, there's no inspiration and belief that these things can be done. Big things have not been attempted in this region. So we felt that, you know, along with the two of us, and Abdullah Ilyas became our co-founder through an acquisition that we made in Saudi, our view was that we should build the Google or Amazon of this region. And when COVID hit and things before hit, we were not done, right? So to give up was not even an option because the mission was still not accomplished. So having some larger than life reason why you're doing it and make sure that this is shared with everyone in the organization just creates a lot of resilience that allows you to keep going and have time and compounding work for you and help you build something way more exciting than is possible.
That's the power of belief. You didn't just believe in yourself, you created a mission that everybody was able to buy into, right? I think all of you did that. But did you guys do any pivots? Did you guys, you know, not listen to people? Can you maybe talk about where you didn't listen to people?
Yeah, I mean, from my first company that I referenced earlier, I did so many pivots that I could play in the National Basketball Association. I was constantly pivoting. To you, no. I mean, fortunately, the idea, even though people thought the idea was really bad, so just to give you an example of how controversial this was, when we announced our first degree, the students in that program on the campus actually did a sit-in to prevent the school from opening, because they were so concerned that it was going to destroy the value of their degree. Now, that was totally not true,
right,
but the fear involved was really significant. And if you've worked with faculty at great institutions, you know that ultimately the faculty really power the institution. You can't do anything without faculty being behind it. So it was really hard, but fortunately, I entirely agree that, like, you have to believe and you have to stay focused, and it's easy to talk about, but it's hard to do. Startups are a real thing. I mean, it's hard, and I think we glamorize the success stories, as we should, because, you know, it's great to hear what, I mean, I love what you've done. We don't talk enough about the ones that didn't work,
right,
or the times where, you know, you're trying to pay a payroll. And I worry that, you know, as we've gotten larger, you know, I read something from the founder of Shopify that I thought was brilliant, and he said the power, single most important thing a founder can do is the power of subtraction. And it's an odd thing to say, but at our size today, I often feel that things get overwrought, and you know, something that we would have been very fast on and been able to make a quick decision, because, you know, I started it with 3 people, you know, and now, I mean, we're not, you know, $1 billion in revenue, yay, but we're not that big, so 3,500 people or so. But I find that the risk tolerance at the company goes down as you add more and more people, and it really concerns me. So I spend a huge amount of my time today trying to figure out how to drive that risk tolerance up, to make the decision, delegate the authority, and let people run. And I tell my team that at the end of the day, if, like, where you'll get in trouble with me is if you won't do that, not if you make a mistake. You know, if you make a mistake, the company's got to support you. Now, if you make the same mistake 4 times, you got a problem.
Right.
But the fact is, like, it's part of just the evolution of companies. And I think as founders, you know, it is interesting from my seat. You know, I started it and then I IPO'd it. And, you know, now I've been a public CEO for 8 years, and average life of a public CEO is 4. So I've kind of seen a fair amount. I still love it more than I don't, which is why I'm still here. But I appreciate the individual founder journeys because I think each of them has stories behind it that just don't get enough sunlight.